Welcome to Kinky List by Skoob. I'm your host, Zara Black, and today we're diving deep into one of the most crucial yet misunderstood aspects of intimate relationships: safe words. Whether you're curious about BDSM, interested in role play, or simply want to enhance communication in your relationships, this episode will take you on a comprehensive journey through the world of consensual intimacy, trust, and the power of clear communication. Over the next hour, we'll explore why safe words aren't just kinky accessories, but vital tools for anyone seeking deeper intimacy, better communication, and safer sexual experiences. So settle in, because we're about to unpack everything you need to know about this fascinating topic. Let's start with a story that perfectly illustrates why we're having this conversation today. Picture this. A female dominant playfully suggests to her male submissive partner that she might ignore his safe word during their scene. It was meant as a joke, but jokes about consent can have devastating consequences. The man, driven by genuine fear, wriggled free from his restraints and prepared to defend himself with an iron bar. This isn't fiction. It's a real incident recounted by Jay Wiseman, a notable figure in the BDSM community, and it starkly highlights something crucial: the difference between consensual non-consent and actual non-consensual behavior. Here's what many people don't realize. In BDSM, proper restraints and instruments can level the playing field, bypassing differences in physical strength between partners. But this setup can pose significant risks if trust and communication are mishandled. When someone genuinely doubts their partner's response to a safe word, the fear becomes alarmingly real. The fear of being subjected to continuous, unwanted experiences with no way out. This misunderstanding about safe words is often trivialized by pop culture. Think about comedy films that treat confusion around safe words as comedic opportunities rather than recognizing the potential dangers. There's a scene from the 2004 film Euro Trip where the protagonist finds himself in a BDSM scenario with a complicated, tongue-twisting Dutch phrase as a safe word. When the moment comes that he needs to use it, he can't remember or pronounce it, and his butchered attempt ironically signals for an even more intense experience. While exaggerated for comedy, this touches on a real fear within intimate communities: the inability to communicate effectively in vulnerable situations. The humor takes away from a very real concern. Being unable to express withdrawal of consent mid-scene is genuinely frightening for many people. But here's where it gets interesting. Some argue that making light of consent tools is inappropriate, especially in a culture that often neglects consent. Others view the integration of terms like safe word into mainstream dialogue as social advancement. When safe words become part of primetime television, they introduce wider audiences to the idea of an inviolable right to revoke consent at any moment. In a society with rampant misunderstandings about consent, where some falsely believe that agreement to some acts equals consent to everything, the straightforward concept of a safe word offers valuable clarity. It's a simple but powerful tool that can benefit everyone, not just those involved in kink. Now let's dive deeper into the psychology behind safe words and why they represent something revolutionary in how we think about consent. Traditional models often treat consent as a one-time agreement, like signing a contract. But real intimacy is much more fluid and complex than that. In certain scenarios, individuals may lose awareness of their right to object due to the intensity of their experience or feelings of vulnerability. This is where the concept of continuous consent becomes crucial. As one community member, referred to as femboy, explains, pre-consent acknowledges that certain activities might take place, but if at any point during the encounter a participant wishes to halt an activity, They can use a safe word to communicate their discomfort. The right to withdraw consent can come into play in various situations. If something happens that wasn't previously agreed upon, if there's ambiguity in original agreements, or if the activity feels different than anticipated. This approach shifts us from viewing consent as a rigid contract to understanding it as a continuous, evolving process that accommodates emotional changes and preserves individual autonomy. For many people, safe words serve as immediate feedback mechanisms, predefined code words that pause or stop the session instantly. But here's something crucial. Having a safe word isn't a guarantee that limits will be respected. Some people might become so engrossed in their experience that they forget to use their safe word, or they may not trust their partner to respect it. This highlights that a safe word's effectiveness depends entirely on the trustworthiness and communication skills of all parties involved. Interestingly, some experienced partners find that clear, ongoing communication can sometimes reduce the necessity of formal safe words. When partners understand each other's limits through experience and maintain direct communication throughout their encounter, the need for code words may diminish. This is particularly true in what's called pure sensation play, where the focus isn't on maintaining character roles. Some individuals even find that the absence of a guaranteed safety net actually heightens their experience. Leslie, a community member who identifies as a bottom, expressed that experiences became more intense when the element of guaranteed safety was slightly diminished. However, this doesn't mean eliminating boundaries or the right to communicate. It's about finding the communication style that works best for each unique relationship. Here's where things get really interesting, and where safe words become absolutely essential. In the captivating world of role play, standard language can actually interfere with the immersive experience. Imagine you want to experience the sensation of resistance to yell, "No, stop, I hate you," as part of your scene. In this context, traditional words like no and stop become meaningless as actual deterrents. This is exactly why safe words emerged, to preserve the authenticity of role play while maintaining safety. They allow participants to stay in character while having a clear, unambiguous way to communicate actual boundaries. Today, safe word systems are vital tools for regulating play dynamics. Let me walk you through the various systems people use. The stoplight system is probably the most popular. Red signals a full stop. All activities must halt immediately. Yellow calls for pause and reassessment. Maybe something needs adjustment. Green means everything's good. Continue or even intensify. The beauty of this system is its intuitive nature. We all understand traffic lights. Universal terms. Work well at larger gatherings or events. Simply saying safe word serves as a clear signal, though red remains popular because it's short, sharp, and unmistakable. Fantasy-specific terms maintain thematic integrity. In historical role-play scenes, phrases like "mercy please" fit the narrative. In scenarios involving power exchange, "I am unworthy, ma'am" might be agreed upon beforehand. Unlikely words are incredibly effective because they're conspicuously out of context. Rutabaga, screwdriver, or even someone's real name can instantly break through the scene because they're so unexpected. The key is choosing something memorable, yet completely distinct from anything you might naturally say during play. But what if someone can't speak? Grunt systems. Work when participants might be gagged. A single grunt might mean yellow, while multiple grunts signal red. Dropping objects. Works brilliantly in bondage scenarios. holding keys or a rubber ball that can be dropped when intervention is needed. Squeeze systems involve periodic hand squeezes where lack of response prompts a check-in. However, there's a crucial challenge. Not everyone can speak up when boundaries are being crossed. Some individuals become nonverbal during intense experiences. If you might become non-communicative, it's essential to disclose this beforehand so alternative systems can be established. This transparency enables everyone to make informed decisions about participation while ensuring safety and consent. Now we're entering perhaps the most contentious topic in intimate communities: consensual non-consensuality, often called CNC. This concept has sparked heated debates for years, and it's crucial to understand both what it is and what it isn't. CNC occurs when someone establishes specific parameters and communicates that past a certain point, their partner should not heed further protests. This might sound contradictory. How can something be both consensual and non-consensual? The key lies in understanding that this is a deliberate agreement made beforehand to potentially override future objections within agreed-upon boundaries. Tony DeBlas, during a 1990 National Leather Association conference, explained that CNC is often misunderstood. The major issue is that people mistakenly equate CNC with entirely non-consensual situations when they're distinctly different. True CNC involves extensive pre-negotiation, deep trust, and usually experienced practitioners who understand the risks involved. This practice seemingly contradicts traditional BDSM guidelines of safe, sane, and consensual. When the alternative framework of RACK, risk-aware consensual kink, emerged, it acknowledged that some practices involve inherent risks that informed adults might choose to accept. Practitioners of CNC typically don't employ traditional safe words, which troubles parts of the community who believe everyone should retain that to halt any encounter. But some people feel safe words inhibit their experience's intensity. For certain individuals, the allure of the unknown and associated uncertainty enhances their experience. They prefer unpredictability to complete control. The term consent means giving agreement, while non-consensual pertains to opposition. In CNC, participants deliberately agree to potentially contradict future actions within specific parameters. Some find profound satisfaction through absolute submission to another's will, experiencing deep fulfillment through complete trust. However, and this is crucial, this power exchange demands careful consideration and should never be taken lightly. The dominant partner must possess impeccable self-discipline and integrity to manage power responsibly. Even when consent is granted to bypass safe words, this doesn't negate the fundamental human right to stop truly unsafe situations. CNC represents the extreme end of trust-based intimacy. It's not for everyone, and it requires extensive experience, communication, and rock-solid trust between partners who've built their relationship over time. Let's shift gears and explore how the principles behind safe words can enhance all intimate communication. Engaging in explicit, open communication can dramatically improve your entire intimate relationship, whether you're interested in kink or not. Many people hesitate to communicate openly during intimate moments, but verbal engagement can significantly boost both sexual self-esteem and satisfaction. By learning to express yourself clearly, you gain the ability to communicate specific preferences, desires, and current sensations. This isn't just about being explicit, it's about conveying information in engaging ways that make your partner more receptive. Consider safe sex practices. While everyone knows they're important, clear guidance on how to negotiate them enjoyably is often missing. Taking inspiration from a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Infusing serious topics with playfulness transforms them into more enjoyable experiences. Compare these approaches. You need to put a condom on before we continue versus let me get that on your hot cock so you can slide deep into my eager body. Or I'm going to add some lube to this condom tip, so when I roll it down with my mouth, you'll feel every movement I make. The second approaches transform necessity into anticipation. This enhanced communication has profound implications for feeling in control of your experiences. Most people need assurance that their partner is attentive to their needs, limits, and preferences. Erotic language can deliver feedback without triggering defensiveness, leading to understanding and heightened mutual passion. Enhanced sexual communication improves self-esteem, especially if you've previously felt hampered by silence or frustration. It minimizes defensiveness and resentment, transforming dialogue into mutually beneficial exchanges that are as pleasurable as they are constructive. Sex therapists often recommend this approach when couples are trapped in difficult communication patterns. Partners respond much better to, "I love feeling your hands all over my body, my breasts, my belly, my back. It gets me so hot," compared to, "You never spend time caressing me." The positive erotic framing creates invitation rather than accusation. But here's the key. Erotic talk should genuinely engage and excite you, not feel like manipulation or work. If expressing yourself this way feels like a chore rather than natural, pleasurable interaction, it might indicate deeper relationship issues requiring honest discussion, counseling, or reconsidering the relationship itself. Real intimacy requires explicit direction and ongoing adjustment. While romance novels and pornography might suggest seamless chemistry happens automatically, real life benefits enormously from clear communication, and when embraced, this can profoundly enhance the quality and enjoyment of your intimate experiences. So how do you actually implement these concepts in your own life? Whether you're interested in exploring kink, improving vanilla relationships, or simply becoming a better communicator, here are practical steps you can take. Start with yourself. Before any intimate encounter, spend time understanding your own boundaries, desires, and limits. What excites you? What concerns you? What are your hard no's? You can't effectively communicate with a partner until you're clear about your own needs. Choose your words carefully. If you decide to use safe words, pick something that feels natural to you but won't accidentally come up during play. Test it out. Say it aloud. Does it feel comfortable in your mouth? Will you remember it when you're emotionally or physically intense? Practice outside the bedroom. Have conversations about intimacy, boundaries, and desires when you're both relaxed and not in intimate situations. This removes pressure and allows for thoughtful discussion. Start small. You don't need to revolutionize your entire intimate life overnight. Begin with simple, positive communication. "I love it when you," or "It feels amazing when you." Build comfort with intimate communication gradually. Remember that consent is ongoing. Just because someone agreed to something yesterday doesn't mean they're agreeing today. Check in with your partner and encourage them to check in with you. "How are you feeling?" or "Is this still good for you?" are simple but powerful questions. Create your own system. Maybe traditional safe words don't appeal to you, but you could develop subtle signals. A particular touch, a specific word, or even just making eye contact and asking, okay? The system matters less than having one that works for both of you. Embrace awkwardness. These conversations might feel strange initially, especially if you haven't communicated openly about intimate topics before. That's completely normal. The awkwardness fades with practice, and the benefits are worth the initial discomfort. Safe words are more than kinky tools. They're a simple practice that transforms how we communicate, respect boundaries, and build trust. Whatever your relationship style, the core principles: clear communication, ongoing consent, and the freedom to change your mind make intimacy safer and deeper. The BDSM community teaches us to be intentional about consent. That care is something everyone can borrow. When partners know they'll be heard and respected, vulnerability becomes possible, and connection follows. Curious how one small phrase changed everything for a real couple. We unpack the moment and the unexpected consequences in the full episode. Download the Skoob app now to get access to the full story.